What is going on, guys? Today we'll be making some crispy pork belly. It is 8:48 on September 20th, 2024. And it's a simple recipe that I've been learning as of late, just like the past week. So you're gonna start off with the pork belly, and you kind of want it to be even, but as you can tell, mine's not even. So I'm gonna divide mine into 2 even pieces. Just like that. So you see how there's this one big chunk and then just one thin chunk. And then for some reason when my mom went to the market to get the pork belly, it's kind of ugly. Yeah, it's like that. So I'm just gonna cut that piece off real quick. So you got that now. And then, before we season it or anything, I realized it's a lot easier to prep the skin, because it gets a little hard to prep the skin when it's already all cut and seasoned. So what you're just gonna do, grab like any fork that you have, and then just start poking holes. What I realized this did is it allowed more holes for the pork belly to get crispy and for it to just be overall like less thick and more crunchy and airy, because a few times that I've made it, it was just too thick and it was like pretty hard to eat the skin. But this allows a lot of air gaps, which makes it a lot easier to eat. These marks are just to be fancy. When you cook the pork belly, it will have marks on it, so that's kind of cool. And you're just doing diagonal marks like that. And I'm kind of just rushing it because I don't really care, but you can definitely make it more detailed. I'm not sure you guys can see it on camera, but there's like those line marks right there. And you're gonna rotate it 90 degrees. Do the same thing on that side. So it should like kind of like little diamonds slash squares once you're done. Just like that. And then that's one pork belly done with its marking. And same thing on this side. Just like that. And then I'll show you guys the diamond marks on this one. Rotate it 90 degrees, same thing. Okay, Mom. Okay. And now, it's kind of hard to see, but I didn't really make it too deep, but it's okay. Next, onto the seasoning portion. How am I gonna do this? I think let me think about it. Okay, I know how. So I cut it like that. Or like this. I'll cut it like this. So you can just cut it however you want, but I decided to cut it like this. And you just kind of want to cut it where like you get to the meat portion, but you're not really digging too much into the skin, as you can see. And that's what you kind of want. Oh, there's actually a bone on this piece of meat. My mom went up to Oakland with me yesterday, and she got this pork from a butcher, I think. And it's like all right. Seems like they're a little sloppy with it, though. Whole freaking piece of bone on there. And then same thing. So I'm just dividing this up into 3s, but you can kind of judge for yourself how big a piece of pork belly you want. So I'm thinking my pork belly looks like that. And let's do it to our second piece. Okay. This other pork belly has like a cartilage in there, but who cares? For this one, I will cut this way. Yeah. Right? I'm thinking. No, I'll cut this way. Really putting the blade to work. And this one is way more of a thicker chunk, or a thicker piece of meat, as you can see. So it's a bit harder. But if you get the angle right on the knife, it should slice through like a piece of cake. All right. This one I didn't divide as evenly. This one's a bit smaller, but it's okay. All right. Just gonna rinse my hands real quick. Next step is to prep your air fryer. I like to use like one of those baking pans. I put it right in my air fryer. Just like that. And then go ahead, grab, you can literally just use regular salt, but I use garlic salt for my seasoning. And just sprinkle however much you want. You can judge it. This is how much I put. And this is just for the meat side, not the skin side yet. So that's pork belly 1 and pork belly 2. And I'm gonna rub it in, see if it's enough. If not, you can always just put more. Just make sure you're covering the pork evenly. That's what matters the most. So yeah. And then you can just, you know, you'll probably be making this recipe more because pork belly is kind of delicious. This is my 3rd time doing it this week. Unhealthy obsession. So I'm kind of missing one side of the pork belly, so I'll just cover that. Get a bit more inside. And normally I eat my pork belly rice, so I don't mind it if it's like slightly a bit more salty than usual. And then same thing for this thinner piece. Just rub it all in. Seeing I'm missing a few spots in between the cuts that I made, so just sprinkle a bit more for that. But yeah, nothing too crazy. All you really need for this recipe is garlic salt and salt for the seasoning. So what you should get as your, I mean, everyone's is going to look different depending, I mean, you can always add more seasoning, but I like to keep it plain. Okay. Moving on to the next step. We're actually going to start transferring the meat into the air fryer. So this is oil, and I like to just put some oil at the bottom just to make sure it's not too dried out. You can just put however much you want. If you want to be healthy, put less. If you don't really care, just put a moderate amount still. And then grab some tongs. Go ahead, get a piece in. And then another piece. And just kind of move them around. Thought I saw a mosquito. Move them around in there. Make sure the oil is evenly covering the surface of the meat. And then it should kind of just, dang it, I should probably move my camera instead. It should just look like that. And then For the next step, just imagine you're seasoning the skin now. I'm just using regular salt since you're gonna flake it off later. What the salt does is it just gets rid of the moisture on the skin to make it more crispy. So just sprinkle a generous amount. Make sure you're covering the surface area of the skin. And you can literally just eyeball everything. This is just a simple recipe, like I said earlier. And then once everything is in the air fryer, let me turn mine on first. Go ahead and put it in. And then what I like to do for temperature, I do 200 for 30 minutes. And then I'd like to do 31 and just turn off preheating for that first minute to just preheat. And then just let it run. And then I'll update you guys on after the 31 minutes. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so it just finished. And what you want to do, I forgot to freaking record, is scrape off the salts off of that. And as you can see, the lines are starting to show up a bit better. This one not so much because I was kind of lazy. But you just kind of want to go like this on the plate. Scrape off the salts, just like that. There's a bit right there. Just like that. And then once you get off all the salt on the surface, throw it back in. And the part where it gets crispy now, you're gonna set 400, nice. And then you're gonna adjust the time. Bump it up to 30. And turn off preheat. And I'm gonna just do 31 again for 1 minute of turning up the heat. So yeah. And then this is the part where it gets super duper. Oh, I just turned it off. I'm an idiot. Okay, start. See you guys in 31 minutes when it gets all crispy. Don't mind that. All right, it just finished. Moment of truth. Boom. Delicious. Now, let me set up my camera again. So, from here on out, you're basically 99% of the way done. You're just kind of chopping it. In fact, chopping it is low-key one of the hardest parts. So you're gonna need like kind of like a big knife like this. And go ahead, get your pork belly out. And what you basically do, it's just to not ruin the skin, you gotta make it like these like fine slices. So let's see if I can do it. I did not do it. Did not even go through. But that's basically how you do it. Like that. Boom. Now my cutting is kind of ugly, but look at this. So good. It's okay. My cutting is a little ugly. And then for the big piece time. Ooh, it looks good. So, let's see. Oh, damn it. I can't cut it, guys. Maybe like here. Okay, a bit of progress. Oh, I'm like kind of ruining the skin. Dang it. This is the one part that literally sucks. It's okay. Other than that, you got a delicious meal, baby. You got a delicious meal. I'm gonna finish it off with scissors because I don't really want to ruin the rest of the pork belly. The scissors do it nice. You just finish it off with the scissors and you get nice pieces. That's all there is to it. Look at this fat piece. Oh my gosh. Ah! It's okay. You guys didn't see that. Cut it in half since it's so big. And then this piece also in half. It's crazy because 2 pounds of pork belly, $40. I got this, like a few other cuts of meat, or it's just like 3 pounds of pork belly at the supermarket. Only, what, $15? And you're set. You're set. Alrighty guys, finished results. Look at that. This is about a pound of pork belly. I'll try one of the mini pieces for you. It's a bit more drier since it's, what is it, thinner than the thick piece, but